evening. Welcome to the January 20th Clark County Fire District 6 Board of Commissioners meeting. I'd like to call the regular meeting to order and ask that you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. At this time, I'd ask for any additions to the agenda.
I do have one, Clark County affordable housing options under new business, probably.
Okay. All right. New business. We'll need to read and approve our minutes from our January 4th regular meeting, as well as our January 11th joint board meeting with Clark Cowlitz Fire Rescue.
Move for approval and post as required.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, thank you. Correspondence. I didn't see any correspondence uploaded to our packet.
No, I didn't see any.
All right, citizen communication. Any citizens viewing tonight's meeting over YouTube, there is a box for you to correspond with the board. If you type in any questions that you may have for the board, that box will be monitored throughout this evening's meeting.
Chief Newberry is watching that.
Okay, thank you. Committee reports, health and safety report, no reports. Risk management group, Commissioner Haynes.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, the risk management group met on the 5th of January. A rather short meeting, but I'd say the only thing of substance is there's a new chair of that group, and it's me.
Okay. All righty. 2022 chair.
Yes.
All right.
That concludes my report.
Thank you. Fairgrounds Fire Facility Board, Commissioner Losbeck.
And I'm not the chair. We did meet and did our normal business, paid bills. Talked about some repairs that need to be made out there. And then the two ops chiefs from each department are gonna start meeting to look at operational plans, policies and procedures, all those sorts of things in the event that the station gets staffed.
Okay.
So we threw most of it back on them, and they'll have a report for us in March.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. March. All righty. Thank you. Consent agenda.
Move for approval.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you. Chief's report. Chief Schmidt.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Pfeiffer. In your packet, you'll see item number 5, which is the monthly overtime statement. And that is trending about the same as we have about the last 6 months.
Alrighty,
Big number.
Yes.
go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
You go ahead and continue. You can just follow through.
Also, the second item there, Dropbox number 6, is the budget performance report for December. And for Fund 6212, the General Fund Fire Suppression, our anticipated expenditure should be 100%. This is the end of the year, and we've expended 63.2%. And for 6242 EMS, the anticipated expenditure should be 100% also, and we've expended 81.5%.
Thank you.
And the next item would be facilities report, and there's not a report in there, but Chief Newberry is here with any questions you have on updates on the projects.
We meet each Thursday morning, which was this morning. Went over the 60% drawings, specifically mechanical and plumbing, just to make sure that everything looks like what we want. It's good to go over and make sure that the early discussions are recaptured as the drawings are completed. So, making sure that we capture things that are important to us. So, just not a lot more to add until they complete the next set of drawings for 61.
Okay. Is there a timeline on those as far as anticipated completion?
I don't have that information right now. I don't actually think that there's the schedule says when they're going to have the next set of drawings, but right now the real hang up is just going through the permitting process with the county. And so that is going to take an extended period of time. They have to do the complete evaluation of the property, and we're in line waiting for that.
Okay.
So,
Have they looked at our 60% drawing?
the county, the packet is before them, and we're in queue. I did have to pay a fee today, so that tells you that they are starting. So we had to do some of our permit fees today, so it's just a slow slog at this point.
From the metal building at 3 has been ordered?
The metal building at 3 has been ordered. We're discussing the engineering for the concrete slab right now. There's some, unfortunately, the building code has changed between the time we did Station 63 and the time that we're doing this building, so the ground has to be reevaluated for compaction and all of that stuff. So right now, we are going through geotechnical advising, and they've got to get a report from them that say, nothing simple, that's for sure.
Thank you. COVID-19 update, is that,
Yeah, so that was, it should be in your packet. It was just included a few hours ago as it came in.
okay.
The numbers unfortunately are up. So the new cases number is up about 57.5%. New deaths up 16 to a total of 639. And then our number we monitor quite a bit is the COVID activity levels per 100,000 population. Those are up 31%. And the current reporting period is at 2,205.
It's not quite dropping off.
No, that is, yeah, that's quite an increase over last week's.
Anything else for the chief's report?
Is it?
That's it. All right, thank you. Moving on, old business, policy 1050, substance abuse.
So these next few policies were in the presentation 2 weeks ago. And so this first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 policies we reviewed 2 weeks ago, and this is the second review.
Okay.
Do we have to move adoption individually on these? Okay.
Okay, so I'll read each one. So policy 1050, substance abuse. Changes to the policy were made during negotiations of the new CBA. This is the second reading before the board, and unless there are further questions, this will need board approval to make the changes.
Motion to approve policy 1050.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Policy 707, electronic resources. Changes to this policy were made after consultation with our IT provider in cyber insurance policy. This is the second reading before the board. And unless there are further questions, this will need board approval to make the changes.
Motion to approve 707.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Policy 709, mobile data computer use. Changes to the policy were made with the consultation of our IT provider and cyber insurance policy. This is the second reading before the board, and unless there are further questions, this will need board approval to make the changes.
Motion to approve policy 709.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Policy 719, use of district resources. Changes to the policy were made after consultation with our IT provider and cyber insurance policy. This is the second reading before the board, and unless there are further questions, this will need board approval to make the changes.
Motion to approve policy 719.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Policy 1102, emergency power. Changes to the policy were made after consultation with our IT provider and cyber insurance policy. This is the second reading before the board, and unless there are further questions, this will need board approval to make the changes.
Motion to approve policy 1102.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We're on a roll, let's keep rolling.
Yeah.
All right. 2022 EMS levy?
So last week, the board announced its intention to move ahead with the planning of the EMS levy for the August ballot. The board assigned Commissioner Pfeiffer to the EMS levy planning committee. The chief has requested a local representative. The calendar for the planning committee is attached, and we will plan for a formal motion from the board to move forward with the 2022 EMS levy for the first meeting in February.
Okay, great. In looking at the packet, I wasn't able to see the calendar. Do you know which item that is?
I don't have my calendar, my
I
computer.
don't think it's in here.
Okay.
I didn't see it.
I didn't
Oh,
see
was
it.
not, okay.
Okay, no problem, we can catch it next time.
Yeah.
I did see it, and it was in an email, so I missed it and didn't attach it.
No problem, thank you. Is that all for EMS levy?
Yes, that's
Okay.
it.
Station 151.
Why not?
Do we need to do okay, that's fine. Station 151 meeting on January 11th, 2022, there was a joint meeting of the fire commissioners to discuss the future of Station 151 and the coverage of calls along our common border. CCF&R proposed a plan to staff Station 151 with a two-person engine company, which included one captain, one firefighter, with one of them being a paramedic, 33% of the time. They would cover one of the 3 shifts, and this could begin as soon as June 1st, 2022. This would be a guaranteed staffing plan.
Alrighty. Thank you. Any questions?
That doesn't require any action for us tonight, right? We've kicked that can again.
Correct, that's at Triple FB.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you, Chief. New business, policy 1052.
So policy 1052 is a smoking and tobacco use policy. Changes to this policy were made during negotiations on the new CBA. This is the first reading before the board.
So we take no action, thank you.
Thank you. Perfect. There it is. Alrighty.
That's the end of my report.
Okay, great, thank you. Also in new business, Commissioner Losbeck, affordable housing.
I sat through a presentation the other day from a couple of folks from Clark County Planning considering housing options, high density, low income, multifamily options. And I asked the group that came up with numerous different proposals, there wasn't any service providers, it wasn't fire, police, water, sewer. And so they asked me to provide some names, Chief Schmidt, who does our plans reviews and all that, and I think Chief Mao, I think I put them both down along with the other fire chiefs that could be affected. One of the proposals, this is going to the planning commission, then the council, so none of this is official or for sure. But along Highway 99, anything zone commercial could be used for apartments, up to 6-story apartments. One of my concerns with that is that the builders are pushing to decrease the number of parking stalls. They're saying it's on the C-Tran route, not as many people have to have cars. So there would not be a parking spot for every apartment. And I think most of us know when that happens and there's 2 people, I mean, the way it is right now, you drive around to where there's apartments and there's cars everywhere. That, I think we need to keep an eye on that one. I think that one's a concern. One of the other ones is tax exemptions to encourage the multifamily. Need to make sure those tax exemptions don't affect special service districts. My other concern is auxiliary dwelling units. Depending on the size of your lot, the proposal is to have, you could have 2 of those. So if you have a backyard that's 8,000 square feet, you potentially could put 2 auxiliary dwelling units in the backyard of your house for grandma and grandpa, or rent them, or whatever you need to do. And that could be manufactured homes, it could be pretty much anything. The question was raised by somebody other than myself as far as, well, if you live next door to one of these, will you be notified that they want to do it? And the answer was no. Right now, you can pretty much put a manufactured home on any lot in the county. They did away with that not too long ago. And with all this coming up, I think we should keep in mind potential impact fees. You start throwing up 6-story apartment complexes all along Highway 99, low income or not. I think it puts a burden on the fire district, and there should be some compensation for it. So I just wanted to bring it up, let you know what's happening. You can go to www.clark.wa.gov/housing options if you want to read 150 pages of whatever, but nothing for sure. I just think we need to keep our eyes on it and make sure that something doesn't slip through, that the fire district would regret later on.
Is the county driving that, or where?
The county's driving that. They've had a lot of pressure put that on them for affordable housing. The wages of people haven't gone up as much as housing, so people can't afford to get into a certain type of housing, and that's the issue. It also makes it easier to do condos and townhouses and duplexes and those sorts of things. But my big concern, I think, is probably 6-story apartment complexes without adequate parking along Highway 99, so. But I'm sure everybody will ride the bus, right?
Right.
We do that in Clark County, so. Anyway, I just wanted to put us on alert, and we'll kind of see as it goes along and how it might affect us. And that's it, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. Do you know when any subsequent meetings are, or how, the
The
district?
next, I think there's meetings next, we had,
I think it's next Monday, or?
Monday or Tuesday. Our group from the Business Association sent in concerns, which had to be in by the 18th,
Uh-huh.
for their meeting next week, so they can take a look at all those and see.
These discussions are just taking place during their regular meetings?
The planning commission, yeah,
Okay.
there was a group of 16 people that were selected by, I don't know who,
Okay.
that came up with the proposals.
Okay.
So,
Thank you. Definitely something to be keeping an eye
January
on.
25th.
25th, okay.
Alrighty, I didn't see any executive session for this evening. Roundtable, good of the order?
Yeah, I just, I want to thank the organization, I want to thank the local for their work on the service the other day for Brother Killian. Very well done, very well attended, good news coverage, you know, a tragic situation, but the organization and the local came together and did a really nice job. So hats off to everybody. Thank you for your work.
Thank you.
I would second that.
Yeah, for sure. Very nicely done. Anything else?
Should we send something official to the church thanking them?
So Chief Maurer has a list of thank yous that she's writing, and they are definitely included, you know, along with many of our other partners. I mean, we had the City of Vancouver and Clark County Fire and Rescue and the state chiefs and the state council, and there's just a whole host of people that came together to do a really
CCSO.
nice honor of Joe Gillian. So, and thank you also for making an effort to be there. I know that especially you two guys were on duty that day, and
Yeah.
it just so happened. So,
No.
thank you for being there.
Absolutely.
It goes a long way.
Alrighty. With that, we will need to authorize January issuance of payroll warrants, authorize January payroll direct deposits, authorize January deposit of federal and FICA medical withholding, and authorize pre-authorization invoice transmittal, authorize payment of current bills.
So move.
Second.
Moved and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Meeting's adjourned.
Perfect. Oh,
There are
20
no
minutes.
comments.
Oh, wait, 18 minutes, that's really good.